Think about how hard it would be to grab water with your hands. No matter how hard you hold on, it slips through your fingertips, leaving you with a wet, angry clutch. That's how it can feel to have ADHD. It's not because you don't try hard enough, it's not because you're a bad person, and you can't just strive harder to get over it. It's a biological fact that the brain is wired differently, and it affects everything from focus to how we control our emotions. People used to think that ADHD was just a problem with hyperactive youngsters who couldn't sit still. That's a really limited view. ADHD is complicated, has many sides, and shows up in many ways. It's a spectrum, and the first step to managing it, accepting its differences, and eventually thriving with it is to know its symptoms. In this video, we're going to take a close look at each of the main ADHD symptoms and explain what they really imply and why they are important. This is for you if you've ever felt like your brain is running a marathon but your body is stuck in quicksand, or if your mind is full of great ideas and irritating mistakes. Let's look at the truth about ADHD one sign at a time. 1. The hard-to-find character of focus. Not paying attention. People frequently think of inattention when they think of ADHD. But it's not just that you're not paying attention. It's more like your brain has 1,000 open tabs, and they're all trying to get your attention at the same time. Think about how hard it would be to read a book while there are a dozen other discussions going on around you, a TV is blasting, and a dozen thoughts about what you need to do later are yelling for your attention. You can focus, but your mind is always being pushed in numerous places. This could mean that you have trouble staying focused on jobs, even ones that you find interesting, that you make careless mistakes, that you don't listen when someone talks to you directly, that you don't follow through on instructions, or that you are easily diverted. It's the ongoing fight against a mind that wanders the battle inside yourself between what you should be doing and what your brain wants to do. The world is too fascinating, and everything that happens makes me want to explore. The second sign is a restless spirit, too much activity. Not everyone with ADHD has a lot of hyperactivity, but it is a common indicator, especially in children. But it's not necessarily about jumping off the walls. Hyperactivity often stays within for grown-ups. It can feel like you're being driven by a machine, or like you're restless inside. It could be fidgeting, tapping, pacing, or a strong need to always be doing something even while you're sitting motionless. It's the need to move all the time, even if it's just a little bit. This can make it hard to do calm things, make you talk too much, or make you feel like you can't really relax. It's the body's way of showing that the brain is working too hard, like a constant hum. This isn't a decision. It's something deep inside that needs to come out. The third sign is the impulse control problem. Being impulsive. This symptom can be quite hard to deal with and is often not understood. When you act on impulse, you don't think about what will happen next. This isn't just being irresponsible for fun. It's a problem with the brain's stop function. It can make you give long responses, cut off discussions, make snap decisions, spend too much money, or do unsafe things without thinking them through. It's not being able to stop yourself before the thought turns into an action. This can hurt relationships, make money problems worse, and make you feel bad about what you did. The brain's pause button, which lets you think and reflect, often feels like it's broken. The current impulse comes first, and only later do the effects on the future become obvious. Symptom 4. The time warp. Blindness to time. This is one of the most annoying and often ignored symptoms. People who are time blind don't simply have trouble managing their time. They also have trouble seeing and judging how long it has been. For someone with ADHD, time doesn't move in a straight line. Instead, it moves in a sequence of no's. The past is a hazy recollection, and the future is an idea that seems to be always far away until it suddenly happens. This makes people late all the time, misjudge how long work will take, have trouble planning, and miss deadlines. A deadline that seems like it's weeks away might suddenly be tomorrow, and you only realize the need to act when it's too late. You feel like you're always in the present, and the clock always plays tricks on your mind. 5. The emotional roller coaster. Emotional dysregulation. Emotional dysregulation is a very important symptom for many people with ADHD, even though it is not officially listed as a diagnostic criterion in certain manuals. This involves feeling emotions really strongly and having trouble controlling how you show them. Little annoyances can turn into huge rage, small problems can make you very sad, and happiness might be too much to handle. It's not that feelings are bad. It's that the body's emotional thermostat is off. This can make you moody, irritable, and unable to get over emotional problems fast. It's like having a nerve ending exposed, which makes every emotional experience stronger. and makes it harder to calm down. Things seem more intense in the world, and your reactions are often the same. Symptom 6. The fight to get started. Starting a task. Hard. It's not about being lazy. It's about how the brain can operate. When you have trouble starting a task, you know what you need to do and want to accomplish it, but you feel like there's an invisible wall between your intention and your action. It's like being at the edge of a pool and wanting to get in, but not being able to take the first step. This can show itself as putting things off, not finishing activities, or feeling stuck because of too many things to accomplish. It sometimes seems impossible to get started on a task, even a basic one. People may think you're not motivated when in fact you have a neurological problem which can make you feel guilty and ashamed. There are many unseen barriers between idea and action. The memory maze is the 7th sign. Problems with working memory. Your brain's working memory is like a temporary notepad where you keep knowledge so you can change it. People with ADHD may feel like this notepad is very small or leaking. This indicates that you have trouble remembering instructions, forgetting what you were just doing, losing track of conversations, or following directions that have more than one step. It's why you might walk into a room and forget why you went there, or lose your phone and keys all the time. The problem isn't with long-term memory. It's with short-term active memory, which has trouble keeping information in the moment. This can make it seem like you're always looking for information to do routine things. Symptom 8. The paradox of hyperfocus. When attention turns into this symptom is the interesting and sometimes misinterpreted opposite of not paying attention. Hyperfocus is the ability to focus on something that really interests you and ignore everything else. When used for productive work, it can be a superpower that leads to amazing bursts of creativity and productivity. But it can also be very hard. You might forget to eat, lose track of time, or ignore your duties as you get entirely lost in something, and the rest of the world fades away. It's like a laser beam of attention, very strong but hard to change once you're focused on it. When you're hyper-focused on a task, the world outside of it doesn't exist, which makes it very hard to switch tasks. Symptom 9. Too much work for the organization, not being organized. This isn't just a desk that's messy. People with ADHD have trouble with executive functions, including planning, prioritizing, and keeping track of information, which leads to disorganization. It can show up as messy homes, disorganized workplaces, missed appointments, and a general lack of ability to keep things in order. It's not that they don't want to be organized. It's hard to keep things organized and running smoothly. It can be hard to keep track of your things, handle paperwork, or set up good routines. The amount of information and tasks might be overwhelming, which can lead to a permanent state of moderate chaos. 10th sign. The RSD, or rejection sensitivity. Rejection sensitive dysphoria. RSD is a strong emotional distress that happens when someone thinks they are being criticized, rejected, or teased. It's not a diagnosis on its own, but a lot of people with ADHD go through this really painful thing. The occurrence causes an emotional response that is too strong, which can make you feel ashamed, very sad, or angry. It's like having a sunburn on your emotions. Even a light touch hurts. People may try to please others, stay away from social events, or end relationships to protect themselves from what they think would hurt them. Being afraid of being judged or criticized might make you feel weak, and make you always be on guard when you're among other people. 11. Changes in energy levels or dysregulation of energy levels. People with ADHD typically have big unexpected changes in their energy levels. One minute they could feel wired and restless with an intensity that makes them feel nearly frantic. The next moment they can feel absolutely depleted, tired, and sluggish, and they can't even move. This isn't just typical exhaustion. It's an acute and quick change that can be very disruptive. It feels like your internal battery swings from 100% to 5% in a matter of minutes, for no apparent reason. This can make it hard to function consistently, and it adds to the impression of being on or off instead of having a regular, predictable energy source. These sudden rises and falls make it hard to manage daily living. 12. The Overwhelm Epidemic. Sensory overload and brain fog. Finally, a lot of people with ADHD are more sensitive to sensory input, which can contribute to sensory overload. Strong scents, loud noises, bright lights, or even certain textures can be quite annoying and overwhelming. This might cause people to have meltdowns, retreat, or feel like they need peace and quiet. Brain fog, which is a feeling of mental cloudiness, trouble thinking clearly, or a general sense of sluggishness in cognitive processes, is also a part of this. It's like attempting to get through a thick fog when everything is unclear and every mental work feels like pushing through treacle. These two symptoms together might make it quite hard to get around and make you feel tired and frustrated. It's not about making excuses when you understand these symptoms. It's about finding an explanation. It's about knowing that a brain that is wired differently works in a different way, and that these variances come with both problems and special strengths. The first step toward making plans, getting help, and living a life that really fits with your particular neurological makeup is to accept this knowledge. I highly recommend Dr. Tamara Rosier's book, Your Brain's Not Broken. It has a lot of useful tips and a kind look at how ADHD really affects your life. It's a very helpful book that helps you understand the emotional time and motivational issues that come with ADHD and gives you useful tips on how to feel better. In the description below, you may find a link to buy it. If this deep dive into ADHD symptoms made sense to you or helped you understand yourself better, please like this video so that more people can access this knowledge. Also subscribe to the channel for more insights into how complicated the human mind is. Also, I'm interested in knowing which of these symptoms you find the hardest to deal with in your daily life, or which one surprised you the most when you learned about it today. Please leave a comment with your opinions. Your experiences are very important. If you want to learn more about complicated psychological profiles, you might find my last video, 10 Signs You Are Dealing with a Psychopath, Not Just a Narcissist, very helpful. Thank you for viewing. Remember that the first step to empowerment is understanding.